Namaskar everyone, my name is Naveen Kumar and I am faculty of physics at Rawat Public School. Now today in this video we will be learning about some of the concept of straight line. Okay, now the next thing is velocity. Previously we studied about speed, displacement, that distance, scalar quantities, vector quantities. Now in this video we will be learning about velocity. So this velocity is rate of change of displacement. This is displacement divided by time. Everyone know about this thing that velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, vector quantities that we studied in the previous video, that those quantities which are having magnitude as well as they are having direction. Okay, so velocity is one of them, that it is a vector quantity. Unit of velocity is same as that of the speed, that is meter per second or kilometer per hour. We can interchange them. Okay, now this velocity, it can be uniform, or it can be non-uniform. In case of non-uniform, we have to define all such things, and for uniform, we need to define the velocity only. Okay, now uniform velocity is that velocity in which equal distance is being covered by the object in equal interval of time. Okay, or we can say that is equal displacement in equal interval of time, then the object is in uniform, moving with uniform velocity. Okay, that is equal in equal interval of time. Now in the another hand, if it is uniform, then one of them or both of them can be reversed, that is unequal distance or unequal interval of time. Any of the things can be possible. Now next thing is variable speed or variable velocity. As its name says, variable means it can be changed or it is changing every time. Okay, so those velocity which are changing every time for different interval of time, velocity is different, so it is a variable steady which keeps on changing, so it is a variable velocity. Now average velocity. Average velocity is the average of the velocity with whom we have traveled or we have covered a particular distance. Okay, that velocity is known as average velocity. So let us understand this with an example. Let's suppose an object is covering a certain distance. The distance is x, let's say. Okay, half of the distance, that is x by 2, is being covered by velocity v1, and the rest half of the distance is covered by velocity v2. Okay, in that condition, if you want to calculate average velocity, then in the previous video we saw this thing in detail, that how to derive this formula of average speed or average velocity. It is quite similar as that of the speed. So if our object is traveling half of the distance with the speed of v1 and the remaining half of the distance with v2 speed velocity, then average velocity formula is 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. This is the formula that we can use this if distance is divided into two parts, or half of the distance was covered by the velocity v1 and remaining half of the distance is covered by velocity v2. If we know velocity only for a certain question or a particular question, then we have to use this formula. If we don't know the distance, we don't know the time, in that condition we have to use this one formula. But if this distance is divided in three parts, three equal parts maybe, okay, in that condition we cannot apply this formula. The formula gets changed and you have to use that conventional formula, total displacement upon total time, or total distance upon total time. Now next thing is instantaneous velocity. As its name says, instantaneous means velocity at a particular instant. Okay, so let's suppose velocity is dx by dt. This is the formula for velocity, or we can define this thing in this way as well, dx by dt, where x is displacement. Okay, so rate of change of displacement is velocity. So instantaneous is that velocity which is dx by dt, and in that case limit tends to 0. Limit is time. If the time interval tends to be 0, then we can calculate instantaneous velocity, and that velocity will be at a particular moment or a particular instant. So instantaneous velocity is that velocity in which delta t tends to 0. That means time interval is a very small thing, or it is approximately equals to 0. Okay, that is known as instantaneous velocity. Now let us move to the other important thing of this chapter, that is position time graph and velocity time graph. Now position time graph and now one of the important thing is why we need this graph. Okay, so basically what happens when we are drawing a graph, then what we are doing, we are representing motion of a particular object in terms of diagram, diagrammatical representation of anything. Just like if I am saying a object is moving with velocity 30 km per hour, and to cover a particular instant, he covered that distance in 3 meters. Okay, distance is, let's say, 100 meter. Okay, so let us don't say 30 kilometer. This is the position, this is time. Again 100 meter in next 3 minutes. Okay, next 200 meters in 6 minutes. Or we can write down, or this is the tabular form of representing an information. Instead of this, we can say that first 100 meter was covered in 3 minutes, the next 100 kilometers was covered in 3 minutes, the next 200 meters are covered in 6 minutes. Then this is the word problem. Okay, now the same thing we can draw in a graph as well. On the y-axis we are taking position, on the x-axis we are taking time. So let's suppose the graph is like this. Okay, now which one is more convenient for us? Obviously this diagram. Okay, because this is a pictorial representation of motion. From this diagram we can say that speed of the object is increasing. Okay, or this is a uniform motion, we can say. Okay, the many conclusions can be drawn from this diagram, but this this tabular representation or this word problem gives us the information, and out of that information we need to draw the results. Okay, but this graph, by seeing this graph we can conclude that velocity of the speed of the object is constant, or this is in uniform motion. So diagrammatical representation of an motion is quite important and very easy. Okay, so let us draw the position time graph and velocity time graph. First of all, understand us. Let us draw the graph. While drawing the graph, we make sure that position is taken on the y-axis. So on the y-axis we are taking position, and on the x-axis we are taking time. Same way for velocity time graph, on the x-axis we are taking again time, and on the y-axis we are taking velocity. Okay, so these are the axes which we have to take while drawing the position time graph and velocity time graph. Now for various state and various positions, various conditions, there are different kind of position time graph like this. This is of a uniform motion. This is position time graph. This one is the velocity time graph for drawing the uniform motion. This is the graph. Velocity of the object is constant everywhere, time is increasing. That means this is a graph of uniform motion. Uniform motion, and this straight line graph is of a uniform motion position time graph. Now, if we are drawing a velocity time graph and it is like this, then there are some important things of this graph, like we want to calculate the slope. Then slope of this position time graph always gives you speed. Slope of position time graph always gives you speed. And slope of velocity time graph is giving us acceleration. This is the slope. The slope of velocity time graph gives you acceleration. Okay. Now one more important thing from here, velocity time graph, that area under curve gives you displacement. Okay, for this velocity time graph, if it is, we are calculating area, then that area gives you displacement. Okay, if this is a speed time graph, then that area of that graph will give you distance. Now this is, let's say, T1, this is T2, this is V1 and this is V2. Same way here, this is T1, this is T2, this is X1, this is X2. So how to calculate slope? Slope is speed. So speed is equals to, here it is X2 minus X1, that is the slope of this graph, T2 minus T1. So this is the slope of position time graph. Same way for velocity time graph, slope is acceleration. It is represented by small a, and it is V2 minus V1 divided by T2 minus T1. Okay, so this is position time graph and this is velocity time graph. So in the next videos we will be learning about more of these graphs and more of the concepts of the chapter motion in straight line. Thank you very much.